Yeah, this is not going to be easy, isn't it? Trying to get this review in has been kind of a pain. Hello everyone, Mega Man NG here, and we are back now with this week's Flash episode review. This week we're talking about Attack on Gorilla City, the first of a 2-episode event, and believe me, it was crazy. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to be providing my thoughts on the episode, what I liked, disliked about it, etc. And if you've seen it, let me know what you thought in the comments. So let's get started. From the end of last week's episode, Jessie from Earth 2 comes to Earth 1 in need of help. Her father, Harrison, has been kidnapped by Gorilla Grodd and imprisoned in Gorilla City. Barry decides to expedite a rescue mission in Earth 2 to save him, but it goes horribly wrong. He and his friends get kidnapped and imprisoned, with Grodd asking Barry to take down Solovar, and in exchange, Gorilla City will leave Central City alone. But can Barry be able to do such a deed as killing Solovar? Is a change to the future worth taking a life? Absolutely not. Believe me, this episode was good. It was like a big nod, like somewhat of a nod to Planet of the Apes, but it's done really well. I gotta admit, the looks for Gorilla Grodd and Solovar, the CG for them was amazing. They were absolutely amazing, and I'm surprised now that Gorilla Grodd and Solovar are apes that double as telepaths. They are a very dangerous force, though I noticed that Gorilla Grodd has some soft spot for Caitlin, since Caitlin did care for Grodd. However, the villain of the week is Solovar, and Solovar's no laughing matter. Heck, he even smacks Grodd around. But part of me wonders if all this was like a big plan for Grodd to take over and enact revenge, which truthfully it is. We haven't seen Grodd since Season 2 when he was dragged into Earth 2 wanting revenge. Well, this is what happened now. In Earth 2, there's Gorilla City, home of the gorillas. Speed like big apes that can actually pack a massive punch, but also very smart because of their high intellect. Or not, because the only two smart people I see, or rather smart apes, are Gorilla Grodd and Solovar. Although there was some funny bits, like there was like in the episode, you see Julian Albert dressed like he was going to go for an archaeological expedition. It reminded me of Indiana Jones. I mean, it was kind of funny. He even came in with a pistol. Only thing missing would have been a whip, and that would have been really hilarious. But bottom line, the episode was really good. The action between Solovar and Barry was an insane one. Barry tried using his speed to beat him, but when you deal with an ape like Solovar, brute always triumphs over brains. Yeah, brute force. He basically smacked Barry around like he was a ragdoll. It was crazy. And it forced him to do the unthinkable, aka a reverse flash, and use a punch to knock him out. But surprisingly, he didn't kill him. He didn't kill Solovar because it wasn't worth killing. Killing Solovar wasn't worth changing the future, and I'm happy that he did that. But this guy is becoming way too obsessed with saving Iris's life. Part of me makes me wonder if he can't learn to let it go, just like how Barry's dad died at the end of Season 2. I mean, ever since Flashpoint began, Barry's been entering on a path of, how I put this, self-doubt and his obsession with changing the future just so he can save one person's life. I only feel that all of this is going to end up going horribly wrong down the line. I know it. I know it for sure. It is nice to see Jessie and Harrison Wells again of Earth 2, although he is kind of surprised that HR of Earth 19 is in it, because, let's face it, HR has been kind of reliable as of late, and sure, he may have been a fraud, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter because he was a valuable ally to the team. And Tom Cavanaugh really had a field day portraying two versions of Harrison Wells at the same time. The Earth 2 one and the Earth 19. The only thing missing would be the wheelchair-bound Earth 1, who is Reverse Flash in disguise. That would be kind of hilarious. There's also a subplot going on with Jessie and Wally. Wally is trying to bond with Jessie, but Jessie's been quite distant towards Wally ever since he regained his speed powers. The two did work together to take down some bank robbers, which was kind of nice, and it shows how far Kid Flash has gotten. But what really made me happy was seeing Wally and Jessie finally admit their feelings for each other. It made me a little bit of giddy inside. But hey, Wally tried his hardest, and he actually succeeded. Can we blame Jessie for being so worried? Yes, because after what happened last season, being kidnapped by Zoom and everything, yeah, she has this self-doubt, self-worry sort of thing. I can't blame her one bit. At least here in this season, she opens up to Wally. And I feel kind of pleased with it. It was done rather well, and I liked it. I really did like it a lot. And when they kissed, I was saying, booyah, finally. That was just such a gloriously good moment. I love it. I really do like it. The episode was action-packed. The humor was there courtesy of Cisco. And yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a pretty good start to this two-parter. Though I only hope that part 2 could be better than the first part because there was some stuff that felt kind of lacking. Like this one scene when Barry was like frozen, like dead, and Gorilla Grodd checked to see if he was alive. I mean, Gorilla Grodd's a telepath. Couldn't he tell that something was up? Nah. Or maybe for some odd reason, Gorilla Grodd knew this would happen and decided to let Barry go, so that way at the end of the episode, he would use Gypsy to open up a breach to Earth-1 for the sake of the invasion. And speaking of which, next week's episode, 3 speedsters versus a gorilla army led by Gorilla Grodd. What do you think would happen? An all-out brawl is what I can say. I give this episode an 8.5 out of 10 because it was a very solid action-packed episode with some nods to Planet of the Apes and Indiana Jones, considering Julian Albert was there too. Not to mention there's also bonding between Caitlin and Julian. I'm liking it. I'm liking the relationship and the development between the two are in. It's pretty good. And it's making me curious as to how this will go on. Who knows for sure. But with next week going to be a big battle, I only hope they can deliver on that. I really hope so because Season 3 is getting a bit better, but there are a bit of issues. But what can I say? I'm enjoying the CW-verse shows such as Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, and Legends. Especially Legends. Legends is getting mad better. But The Flash is just as good. And I really hope they can keep at it to make it really well because DC does better on TV than they do with the movies with their extended universe. Alright, that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week will be part 2 of this two-parter. It's going to get crazy. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you haven't, and you have seen the episode, let me know what you thought in the comments. Please be sure to click the bell if you're subscribed so that way you'll know when I'll upload next. And if you want to be mega awesome, please be sure to check out my Patreon because I need all the support I can get. And your support would be greatly appreciated. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out.